Hey, Silva. Where are my snacks to go with the beer? And the beer isn't cold as well. Didn't I tell you to put the beer I bought yesterday in the fridge as soon as possible?
Oh, hello, Franz. You're already home? Sorry, I was intending on putting the beer in the refrigerator when I got home.
What? What do you mean you're already home? Can't I return to my own home? Isn't it the wife's job to welcome the husband who's tired from a day of work with perfect preparation? I should have everything I want. Where the hell did you get off to anyways?
But you always come home after 5 o'clock, but it's still 4:26 right now. I thought I had an hour left until you got back, which is why I decided to buy some stuff at the supermarket.
What?
I make my schedule for the day assuming that you're going to go home after 5. If you're going to leave the office early, you have to tell me about it. Otherwise, I won't be able to do the preparations in time.
What? Is it still 4:26?
Yeah, it is. Why?
Damn it.
What's the matter?
I went home an hour earlier than I was supposed to. Thought it was already 5 o'clock.
So are you going to go back to the office, or are you going to come home?
I'm going to return to the office.
All right, take care then. Hi, Franz. I'm going to go visit my parents' house tonight.
Huh? Why? Did something happen?
I just got a text saying that my mom sprained her ankle earlier, so I want to check in on her.
What? But isn't your dad with her? And your younger brother who's still in university as well. Can't they take care of her? Why do you have to go when they're already there?
Even if they are family, there are some things that only a fellow woman can help out with, which is why I want to check in on her.
That's impossible.
What?
Silva, you're my wife, you know that? I'm more important than your parents as your husband. The thing you have to prioritize above everything else is me and the things around me.
Yes, but I intend on making dinner and getting the bath ready before I leave, so it shouldn't be a problem for you.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm telling you to stay in the house no matter what.
What? Why? But I just said that I already did all the housework I had to do for the day.
I already told you that's not the problem. As my wife, you have to be there to welcome me home after I come home from work. If you're not there once I get home, I won't forgive you for it, all right?
Sorry, Mom. I think me coming home tonight is going to be impossible. My husband Franz says that I can't leave the house. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm fine. All that happened is that I sprained my ankle, and Dad is going to do the housework for me, so... But still, aren't there some things that only I can help with, and not Dad and Rousseau? I still don't know what's going to be a problem and what's not now that I can't walk properly. It's all right if you don't come tonight. Just come home when I know for sure what I need your help with. All right. Things aren't going well with your husband, Franz, are they? Huh? What makes you think that? I can tell by your tone that you had some sort of fight with him, didn't you? And it's probably not the first time something like this has happened, right? I know it's a bit rude to say such things to someone who's now my child by law, but that person believes that not being able to do any housework is some sort of a sign of masculine superiority, doesn't he? I suppose he's one of those old-fashioned men who believes that the wife should do everything she can to serve her husband. You get that too? Yes. It's not like I haven't met him before, Sylvia, and I could see it in how he acted since the moment I set eyes on him. I decided to be forgiving and give the two of you my blessing for the marriage, but Now I see that might not have been the best decision. It's all right if you could figure something out with him by talking to him, but if he's so stubborn that still doesn't work, then you'll need to decide what to do about your own future. I guess you're right. I'll try and talk to him, Mother, and if that doesn't work, then... Hello, Mother. Can you talk right now? What is it, Sylvia? I want to talk to you about Franz. He was cheating on me all this time. To think that he was always so proud, telling me how I needed to serve him as a wife. But in reality, he was really just a swine. What? I'm so sorry to hear that, Sylvia. This must be hard for you. To be honest, I was shocked when I heard about it at first, but then I realized that this might actually have been good luck, because divorcing him now will be much easier. You see, one of my friends is Franz's colleague at work, and she told me that he's been making approaches on a young female employee at the office. That asshole Franz. I realize now that he married me just so I could do the housework for him, and that marrying him was a terrible decision. Not just that, but he even calls me a good-for-nothing housewife who can't do anything and is still reliant on her parents. He even says that the food I make tastes bad, the baths I prepare for him are dirty, and that the house is a dumpster because I don't clean it. Apparently he told this female employee about me, and she said to him, "I pity you, Franz. I'm really good at housework, so I would make a great wife." And that's how they started going out, it seems. Wow, I just have no words. I knew he was that kind of husband, but I didn't know that he had absolutely zero respect for you. I'm going to start gathering evidence from now, but I intend on divorcing him as soon as possible. I understand. I think that's the best option as well. I'll tell Dad about your situation, so just tell us if you need any help, all right? Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Silva. Are you seriously not home again? It looks like you haven't been doing the housework recently as well. I had hoped that as my wife you would feel a bit more responsibility, but it can't be helped. I'm going to use my final weapon. I'm going to put the divorce papers on the table. I'll be kind enough to sleep somewhere else tonight, so make sure you use that time to reflect on your mistakes. I'm going to decide whether I'm going to cancel this divorce or not when I get home from work tomorrow and see your attitude towards me. So you better think about what you did wrong, okay? If you don't want to get divorced, then make sure everything's perfect. I don't want there to be a single speck of dust in this house. I want the bath you prepare for me to be crystal clear, and I want you to make those meat and potatoes for me for dinner. Oh, and make sure the beer is cold this time. Silva. Hey, did you prepare my dinner yet? Come home right now and make me dinner. What the fuck? You didn't even do the laundry? I'm not going to have anything to wear to work tomorrow if you don't do the laundry right now, Silva. Answer my texts. Where the hell did you even go off to? Don't tell me that you went against my orders and went to your parents' house, did you? I told you that I wouldn't forgive you if you did, didn't I? Well, it's like you haven't been listening to a word I say these past few days.
Hello, Franz. I'm not going to tell you where I am right now. I noticed that I was getting a ton of notifications. What the hell is this supposed to be?
What do you mean, what is this supposed to be? I thought that you would be a bit more sorry for your own actions yesterday, but this is how you greet me? What the hell are you thinking not being home when I come home from work, Silva? I told you over and over that it's your job as my wife to welcome me home and have everything ready for me after a tiring day of work. I had overtime today, so you should have had plenty of time to prepare your welcome for me when I got home. But you haven't done a thing. What in the world is the meaning of this? Do you want to get divorced with me that badly?
Oh, if it's a divorce you're talking about, But I already turned in those divorce papers of yours to the city hall.
What? You turned them in? Wait, that's not what I thought would happen.
Yes, I turned them in. I know it was probably just a coincidence, but you gave me those divorce papers at a really good time. You saved me from doing a lot of work myself. I'll thank you for that at least. Thank you for preparing those divorce papers.
What? What in the world are you talking about? Coincidence? Good timing. It's almost as if you were planning on divorcing me from the start.
Yes, I was, actually. I've been preparing the things I need to get divorced with you for about a month now.
Why?
I mean, the only reason you married me was because you wanted me to do the housework for you. But I turned out to be a terrible maid, right? I'm still relying on my parents and just lay around doing nothing all day.
What? Where did you get that?
The food I make tastes bad, the baths I prepare for you are dirty, and the house is a dumpster because I don't clean it properly.
What? How do you...
I told you already that one of my friends is a colleague of yours at work, right? I heard about everything from her.
Could it be that...
That I also know that you're cheating on me?
So you do know about it then? Shit. I completely forgot that one of your friends was my colleague. Should have been more careful.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about how you messed up or whatever. A lawyer is going to come and see you tomorrow.
A lawyer? You prepared even that? Don't you think that hiring a lawyer is a bit of an over-exaggeration?
By the way, this other woman you were cheating on me with, Martina, was captured by her parents, who came all the way here from the province. They're going to make sure that Martina doesn't try and run away before she pays me an alimony.
Seriously? You're gonna make us pay you for an alimony? What the fuck, Silva? You don't have the right!
Actually, the law says that I do have the right. I think the two of you aren't going to have your contracts renewed at the dispatch company and are going to lose your jobs soon. But I have zero intention of being lenient, so I'm not going to let you two go without paying me first. You can do whatever you want after that, but it won't be my problem anymore.
Wait, hold on, Silva. I think you should think about this a bit more carefully. If you divorce me, then surely you wouldn't be able to support yourself anymore since you're just a housewife with a part-time job. All you have to do is forget all this ever happened and do what I say, like you always did. Just take care of things around the house, and you won't have to worry about money. Stop with these strange ideas of yours, and let's go back to how things were, shall we?
Whoever gave you that idea? I mean, you only earn 2,000 euros a month in the first place, which is just barely more than the salary I get paid every month working as a part-time worker. Oh, and not only that, but I'm going to become a full-time employee in the near future.
What? But you're just a housewife with no skills to speak of. How in the world were you offered a job as a part-time employee?
Who told you that I don't have any skills to speak of, Franz? That's just what you told yourself to make yourself feel better, isn't it? I told the store owner that I was preparing a divorce, and he told me that I could become a full-time employee if I wanted. He said he wanted to bring me the offer earlier, but he had heard that my husband was the kind of person that would get mad if his wife wasn't home when he was. So he thought that letting me be a part-time worker that has more freedom with shifts than a full-time worker would be more convenient for me. So don't worry about me once we get divorced, because I'm going to be able to support myself just fine.
Oh, is that so?
We got off topic, but yeah, I'm going to divorce you. Just listen to what the lawyer tells you and pay what you have to pay and we'll be done.
Damn it. Fine. If that's what you want, then let's get divorced. I promise I'm going to find happiness with Martina, who's a lot younger than you in the first place. Not only does she say that she's great at doing housework, but she also earns more than you as a dispatch worker. Meaning that she's better than you in every way possible. Silva, I changed my mind. We're not getting divorced. You see, Martina moved in with me right after you left, but it seems she's terrible at doing housework. She doesn't clean the house, and she doesn't iron the clothes after doing the laundry, so I have to go to work with my clothes full of wrinkles. Even her cooking is worse than yours. Eating it makes me want to vomit. But for some reason, she makes each dish with complete confidence, and if I don't eat everything, she gets furious. She even threw a knife at me once. I can't take this anymore. Not only that, I don't have any more money because I had to pay you that alimony, but for some reason she keeps buying expensive ingredients when she cooks. It's been decided that I'm going to be relocated to customer service from next month, and my salary is going to become smaller. At this rate, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pay the bills for my credit card next month. But Martina quit her job at the dispatch company and says she's going to be a housewife from now on and refuses to work. Now that I think of it, I now realize that the food you made was delicious. Yup, I definitely want you more than her. Well, that's the situation, so could you please just come back? Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I want to eat your meat and potatoes when you come back. Just prepare the food, the bath, and the beer for when I get home from work, just like you always used to do. Oh, and it's fine if you kick Martina out. Actually, I'd be thankful if you did. Alright, see you tomorrow then. Reply to these texts as soon as you see them, alright? Hey, Silva. Why haven't you come home yet? I told you that I was canceling the divorce, didn't I? Martina is still here as well. I told you to kick her out, didn't I? Jesus, the house smells like burnt food. Damn it. Do I have to eat that dark matter food again?
To be honest, I was confused as to why he thought that I would just come back after I had divorced him. By the way, it seems that Franz and Martina got married the day after me and Franz got divorced. According to my friend, who's also a colleague of Franz's, Martina is a dark-type mentality, unstable berserker. As soon as I heard that she threw a knife at Franz when he refused to eat her food, I realized that this description of hers was incredibly accurate. After Franz sent me those texts, it seems that Martina found out how Franz wanted to get back together with me, and so she started screaming and chasing Franz around with a frying pan. The neighbors called the police on them, but obviously this wasn't enough to scare Martina. Franz, who always talked about how the wife was meant to serve the husband, now spends every day under constant fear as to what his new wife might do to him. Not to mention being made to eat her famous dark matter food.
Hey, what's with this shitty lunchbox? It tastes so salty, I can't even eat it. How dare you make the master eat such salty food? I'm sorry, Robert. My nose has been so clogged up since this morning that I couldn't even taste the food. My throat was sore and my fever was rising. I was dizzy when I made your lunch. You've got to be kidding me. You made such a mediocre lunchbox for your husband? I did my best to make this lunchbox. Hey, Robert. I'm sorry, but do you mind if I take the rest of the day off? I think if I lie down for a while, my fever will go down. Huh? A wife sleeping at home while the master works? Do you think such a thing is allowed? Of course it's not allowed. But I'm really sick. I can't do the cleaning or laundry today. I can't even cook anymore. Can't you just go out to eat somewhere tonight? Don't make excuses all the time. No matter how sick you are a housewife. How can you say you want to lie down and be lazy when you can make your living thanks to your husband? Lazy? I've got a fever and I'm in real pain. I promise I'll do my chores tomorrow if I take the day to rest today. So can I at least take the day off today? Don't you understand that I said no? I won't allow you to take it easy while the master works. Listen to me. No matter how much fever you have, don't skip work. Don't sleep, don't rest, do your chores. That's an order from the master. Fia, as the mother of a son, I can't stand you anymore. How selfish of a wife you are. You're making a living thanks to my son. You should properly do your job as a housewife. What? Olivia, it's been a while. Why are you so angry? I'm so angry because of you, you know. Can't you understand that, you worthless wife? Huh? Me? I don't want to be a nagging mother-in-law. That's why I kept myself away from contacting you as much as possible. I've been quietly watching over my son and his wife for a long time. But ever since you married my son, you've been getting carried away. I can't stand your sloppiness anymore. What? My son Robert has told me about your terrible housework. He says you don't clean well, you don't do laundry, and I hear you cut corners on the cooking too. Me? And to top it all off, today's lunchbox. I heard you didn't cook anything and gave him a cup noodle. That's really unbelievable as a wife. Wait a minute. I didn't do that. I do my best to do the housework every day. Even today, I made a proper lunchbox. Well, I messed up today's lunch. But that was because I was sick. I never cut corners on the food either. I'm hearing from my son directly that you always cut corners, and today you spent the whole day at home sleeping. What? You have no idea what it's like to be a housewife. A housewife always has to respect her husband. Robert is the reason you are able to make a living. If you don't understand that, you need my direct training as a wife. You don't even listen to anything I have to say. You only believe what Robert tells you. I understand if that's the way it is. I am fine with that. I'll take your wife training or whatever you want. Well, what a cocky attitude. What a cheeky wife. But please start the training after tomorrow, okay? I just checked my temperature and it's 40 degrees. It's getting hard for me to even type the messages. My head is also a bit fuzzy. Can I take a rest? What? It's 40 degrees. Oh my god, you've been that sick? If that's the case, you should have told me earlier. Didn't your son tell you? The reason I've been lying around all day is because I'm not feeling well. What? And yet I worked so hard to make his lunch. He said it tasted too strong, and yet in the end, if it was cup noodle, he ate them, didn't he? I wonder if he threw away my lunchbox. You're kidding, right? You made his lunchbox while you were in such bad shape? I didn't hear anything about it, and he said you didn't even make it. That's why he had to buy cup noodles at a convenience store. It seems you have heard a lot of stories that have been fabricated by him. But I'm sorry, I don't have the power to explain that to you right now. So let me contact you again. Don't worry about contacting me. Your priority is to recover your health first. What's going on with my son? That's not at all what I heard. Sophia, if there's anything you want me to buy, just let me know, okay? Robert is at work, so you can count on me. Hey, Robert, please let me in the house. How could you kick me out of the house so suddenly? Did I sleep badly? Your cough has been annoying me all night. It's the middle of the night and you're coughing. The master can't sleep at all. Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't help myself. If you can't help yourself, stay outside. No matter how loud you cough, it won't bother anyone if you go outside. What? Don't tell me that you want me to spend the whole night outside today. I'm not well. I have a fever of 40 degrees. If you have a fever, you need to cool down. It's cold outside. It's good for you to cool down. You're kidding. I have work tomorrow. I've got an important meeting coming up, so I definitely can't take the day off. I wouldn't want to catch a cold from you. For the sake of your husband's health, you should stay out for the day. I can't believe you're kicking your wife out of the house with this high fever. You don't even worry about me. You're terrible, Robert. What's with that wife with a high fever? After all, when I came home, I found you had taken care of the house. You even made dinner for me. You just wanted to skip work because you had a fever, didn't you? What? Oh my God, what? It's so late, thanks to you. Well, I'm going to bed. I've got an early day tomorrow. Make sure you stay out all night and keep that fever down. Hey, Sophia, where are you? I hope you came back home. What? Seriously, your husband woke up early this morning to let you in. But you weren't there. Because of you, today's breakfast was bread from a convenience store. Is that the first thing you say after leaving your wife outside all night? You don't worry about my health or apologize for yesterday. Huh? Why would I apologize to you? Rather, it's you who should be apologizing. You disturbed the master's sleep with your noisy cough. And you disappeared this morning without making breakfast or lunch. What? And you should be thanking me. I'm sure you're feeling better now that I've kicked you out. Your fever's gone down, right? Don't you dare skip any more chores. You're my wife. Your wife is no longer here. What? Sophia is no longer your wife. I made her file for divorce. Now please leave her alone. What do you mean made her file the divorce? Who the hell are you? Are you a friend of Sophia who thinks you're a hero? I'm her mother-in-law. I'm your mother. Robert, what are you doing to your wife? What? Mom? Jesus Christ, I can't stop my anger since last night. Throwing someone out in the middle of the night with a fever of 40 degrees. How could you be such a monster? I didn't raise you that way. Wait. Why is Mom showing up? This is Sophia's phone. Because I protected her last night. Sophia called me out of the blue. She said, "Please help me," and then the call went dead. I went to her house in a panic and found her lying outside, and my heart stopped. Oh my God. And the front door was locked. I also got to see the messages with you. That gave me a pretty good idea of what was going on, so I rushed her to the hospital right away. And I left the hospital this morning after they put her on an IV drip all night. Then I went to the city office and had them file the divorce papers. Why would you file for divorce there? I appreciate that you came on the way out here in the middle of the night for my wife, but why did you have to divorce us there? Because I thought it was for the girl's sake. I didn't do anything wrong. For Sophia? Perhaps you're trying to train her to be a better wife. You're trying to teach her how to be grateful to me by divorcing. That's my mom. You should keep up the good work and train her even better. She's a horrible wife who can't take care of herself or the housework. Huh? What's wrong with her? She does all the housework perfectly and has worked 365 days a year without a break. It's amazing she hasn't gotten sick. What? I filed for a divorce to get Sophia away from you. I was the one who believed your words completely. I gave you divorce papers before, remember? I told you to sign it so that you could serve it at any time. I never thought I'd use it this way. What's going on, Mom? Are you mad at me or something? I'm beyond angry. I'm disgusted. How could you ever fool me? You told me that she's a useless wife. Sophia's story is completely different. What? I was so worried about her yesterday that I ended up visiting her at home. And then she was having a fever, and she was frantically doing housework. I did all the daytime chores in a panic. You did? As a woman and a wife, I can't forgive you for what you've done. You abused a hardworking wife and lied to your mother. What the hell do you want? Oh, calm down, Mom. This is different. I was doing it for Sophia's sake. Huh? I have a lot of respect for you. You always do your best to do things for your family, and you're my ideal mother and ideal wife. I wanted Sophia to be like that, so I was cold on her on purpose. I thought it would improve her housekeeping skills. You don't have to do that. Sophia is perfect. I could tell just by visiting her house yesterday. I can see how she's always on top of her game. No, she's a terrible cook. It's not as good as yours. Especially my favorite, fried chicken. I told her to make it as good as Mom's, but she couldn't. Oh, you like my fried chicken so much? Then why didn't you say so? That's from a deep-fried food store near the house. What? Fruit store? You bought them? Yes. At first I was trying to make it in various ways. But one day, when I was sick, I served you a side dish from there. And you ate it more intensely than my fried chicken. You said, I like this one the best. So I've served you their fried chicken every time since then. What? I just quickly refry it when I heat it up before dinner. I never cook any of it. And if you want, the hamburger curry you like is also a takeout from the neighborhood. Oh, yeah? I've realized that no matter how much time and effort I put into making something, whether my kids like it or not is another thing. So I gave up being the perfect housewife. It's more like giving up on housework. But Sophia's food is all delicious except for the fried chicken. I haven't had takeout once since we've been married. To throw such a devoted wife out of the house. I can't believe it. Well, I'm going to let her stay at home for a while to recover. And during that time, you're never to come back to the house. Hey, Sophia. Where are you now? Come back to me. Absolutely not. Thanks to Olivia, we're finally divorced. I don't want you to ruin my life again. What the hell are you talking about? I was a little too cold to you, but I was providing for you as a husband. What? I'll change my attitude from now on, so please come back. You've recovered and you've moved out of my parents' house, right? I don't know where you are now, but please come back. I can't live without you. You've been calling me useless for so long, and now you can't live without me. Because I can't cook, clean, or do anything. I eat at convenience stores all the time, and my house is full of garbage. My laundry is wrinkled, and I don't have a shirt to wear to work tomorrow. I'm not going to be your housekeeper anymore. If you want a housekeeper, you can pay to hire a professional. Or next time, get a super healthy wife who will keep you in shape for the rest of your life.
I mean, I understand that. But outsourcing is more expensive than I thought it would be. So I caught a girl on an app and brought her home. But when she saw how messy the house was, she instantly ran away. I can't even remarry.
You don't want to pay, but you want someone to do the housework. How can you be such a scumbag?
But you've been doing it for a long time. I'll help you as much as I can from now on. I'll even give you a little allowance if you want. I want you to come back. My parents have given up on me. I don't have anyone I can rely on.
What? Your parents gave up on you?
When I heard you moved out of my parents' house, I thought I'd finally get to go home, so I hurried over there. Then my mom and dad threw water on me. They told me,
I no longer recognize an embarrassing son like you. I don't want to see your face anymore. Oh, they must be so angry. Maybe I've told them too much about our marriage.
Please, Sophia, marry me again. I promise I'll take good care of you next time. I know it's hard for you to go from being a housewife to being independent.
Yes, it's tough, but it's fun, so I'm fine. Thanks to Olivia, I'm in perfect physical condition. I found a job and started working right away too. My boss there is very kind and handsome. I have a crush on him.
What? We've only been divorced for a month, and you're already flirting with another guy?
Women move on quickly. That's why I want you to leave me alone. You're already in my past. You're a piece of shit. I don't care what kind of life you lead.
Oh no.
Well then, take care. Use this opportunity to learn how to cook what you want by yourself. I never heard from my ex-husband Robert again. On the contrary, a few days later, the property division was transferred to my account. Perhaps Olivia had played some kind of a hand in this. She sometimes contacted me to ask how I was doing, and contacted me with concern. If it had not been for my ex-husband's lies, I'm sure we would have gotten to know each other better. And Robert, after that, visited his parents' house many times, and each time he was thrown out after being doused with water. He finally started attending a housework class, and he told the instructor, "Why don't you do the chores in my house?" and was banned from the class. The incident was spread on social media that the whole country looked at him with disdain, as this is what happens to men who can't do housework.